Agent Romanov. You miss me?
Tom, will you keep it down, man? Damn, man, you can't even do an interview. He over here yapping.
It's problematic. Are we hazing the new guy? Is that what happens when Tom
It's just, look, ever since his movie come out, he has 2 assistants now. It's so much. It's all true. Get out of here, man. It's so much.
Silent whisperer, yeah.
Yes, God. I'm like Billy Elliot. Get out of here.
After Sebastian Stan and his partner in crime Anthony Mackie took several shots at Tom, the Tom Holland, the Spider-Man actor, began to fire back at both of his Marvel co-stars. Considering some of the jokes that Anthony Mackie and Tom Holland have said about one another have been very harsh, it has left some observers wondering, are they friends or enemies? In this video, we're going to discuss Anthony Mackie hating on Tom Holland. The video's going to be amazing, so make sure you stick till the end.
First time Tom Holland comes on a set, anything that goes on amongst the
Tom's a little asshole, all right? So let's start there.
In 2008, when Iron Man began, that film was promoted by its main cast, which included Gwyneth Paltrow, Terrence Howard, Robert Downey Jr., and Jeff Bridges. In the years since Iron Man movie was released, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has gotten a whole lot bigger. For that reason, when Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame were released, both films were promoted by a legion of Marvel movie stars.
There is no ego, really. Yeah,
Tom is the only, egomaniac.
Tom's throwing it off balance every day.
Because he's the littlest guy, and it's like he has that Napoleon.
Exactly.
The promotional tour for both of those Avengers movies, their casts made it a habit to joke and muck around with one another. While virtually everyone who starred in Endgame and Infinity War got in on the act, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie seemed to especially take glee in mocking Tom Holland, their youngest co-star.
I would be Spider-Man because I can make that movie much better.
Shots fired!
Fans were overjoyed when it was announced that Spider-Man was going to be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the release of Captain America: Civil War. While filming, Tom Holland made an impression on Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, as both have talked about Tom extensively since then.
I need to watch this movie.
You haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming? I haven't seen the Falcon. Oh no, there isn't one. Sorry.
While Sebastian Stan, Tom Holland, and Anthony Mackie would go all on to appear on Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, their characters did not interact very much. Tom spent much of his on-screen time alongside Jr.'s Iron Man, Robert Downey. Since Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie have made fun of Tom Holland, when promoting Captain America: Civil War, Stan and Mackie began mocking Tom Holland.
It was good until Tom Holland showed up with his juice boxes and Diva and his assistant.
Yeah, but he upgraded now. You saw
He did.
that.
Now he has 2 assistants.
Ever since the new movie came out.
Now he has 2 assistants. It's too much. I'm like Billy Elliot. Calm down, all right?
At that time, both actors' jokes about Tom Holland revolved around his young age, and Anthony once suggesting Tom Holland was 8 years old. Once Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie started making fun of Tom Holland, both actors' jokes about their young co-star became a staple of their interviews. For example, Mackie and Stan took a shot at Tom when they were asked if they had seen Spider-Man during a July 2017 interview. Responding that they were not planning to, Anthony Mackie went on to say that after working with Tom, he thought Tom's movies were only worth watching on airplanes. Amazingly enough, Anthony Mackie's jokes about Tom are not limited to his own interviews. For example, when Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Holland were being interviewed at D23, Anthony Mackie interrupted the conversation to mock the Spider-Man actor. After handing Tom a drink, Anthony Mackie claimed that Tom Holland gets cranky if he does not get his juice, before assuring Benedict that he would get a new interview partner soon. This is not the first time that Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan have roasted their Infinity War co-star. When the both were doing press for Captain America: Civil War, they were asked about Spider-Man, who was making his MCU debut in the film. YouTuber Shayna Fierce compiled a number of interviews from that press tour that featured Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan making some kind of comment about Holland. Some of the best include, "He's a handler because he's like 8, Mackie says at one point, and a handkerchief because he's secretly 87, Stan adds. All he has is spandex and webs, Mackie says in another interview. I can cut spandex with my wings. With Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan continuously finding a way to poke fun at Tom, the actor's presence in the Marvel Cinematic Universe quickly became an ongoing joke. Eventually, Tom was asked about it while doing press for Spider-Man, and the actor explained. He has this thing that he always goes, cut the check whenever he thinks he's done his best take, Holland explained, as seen in the photo below. And I was doing a scene with him where he had to rugby tackle me, and I shouted out, cut the check! Tom also roasted Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie. Most notably, Tom once responded to Anthony Mackie saying he had not seen Spider-Man by saying he had not seen the Falcon movie either. Of course, Tom's joke was meant to mock, because in reality there is no Falcon movie. Based on everything Anthony Mackie and Tom Holland have said about one another, some fans have concluded that both legitimately have issues with one another. However, if you take a little deeper look, it becomes very clear that all the comments the two actors have traded were just a fun, and they truly like one another very much. In between all of Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie's jokes about Tom Holland, they both, as an actor and a human being, routinely sing the young actor's praises. In fact, there are so many clips of Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan complimenting Tom, and that a YouTube channel named Shorty for Mackie put together a montage of them. As part of that same montage, there's also a clip in which Tom said, I would argue that Anthony Mackie and I are maybe he's maybe who I'm closest to in the Avengers when everyone is on set. Despite all the jokes and teasing, Anthony Mackie is not trying to hurt Tom's feelings. Anthony Mackie has said on record that he believes Tom will probably be the best Spider-Man yet. In March at Wizard World Cleveland Back, Anthony Mackie told a room full of fans that Tom is going to be a kick-ass Spider-Man. I think he's going to be the best Spider-Man yet. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell icon for more updates and notifications, and stay safe. We'll be back soon with another video.